This is a photo of our house when we moved in 1953, when I was 4 years old. And as you can see, the roads are dirt and there are no houses around. Dr. McCrorey had all these lots that he had purchased so that black families would have somewhere to live. And so my father walked down the street and found this lot.
Well, I'm Mildred Smith Greer, and I am 99 years old. I moved here over 60 years ago.
I moved into McCrorey Heights in 2018, so it's been almost 4 years. I heard about McCrorey Heights because I had moved to Charlotte and I had gone to, I think, some kind of exhibition that was covering the Delaney family. Reverend Joseph A. Delaney was kind of like a superhero to us.
My husband and I love mid-century modern architecture. We didn't really know about the neighborhood until we saw the house on the market. We were able to move in November 2018.
My name is Eddie Byers. Been living here most of my life, McCrorey Heights. I was 3 months old when my parents moved in and built the house.
At that particular time, a lot of African Americans were living either in Brooklyn, and there were not a lot living on the west side. So the neighborhood opened up to a lot of people, a lot of professional people, doctors and lawyers and teachers.
Part of what made us fall in love with this home, the history of the house. So Reverend Dr. Reginald Hawkins was the owner, and the house was bombed in the 60s, along with 4 or 5 others in this area, because he was a civil rights activist, the father of civil rights of the Carolinas.
I learned about this neighborhood, and then I learned about all of the other trailblazers that were part of this neighborhood, and it was just something that I felt I needed to be here.
Some of the best things about living in McCrorey Heights was being able to run around and be free. We could run all over the neighborhood and feel safe, and we knew the neighbors, and they'd invite us in or give us water or give us treats, and it was a wonderful place to be.
Oh, the best memories. I just love to see the children running up and down the streets. We belong to clubs too. Some of us we had good time with our sororities, the men's fraternities, and the ladies' sororities. We just had a good time. And everybody, this community was just like family.
Playing basketball in different basketball courts. There were like 6 or 7 basketball courts. Playing in the woods back there where the freeway is now. In go-karts, making our own go-karts, racing them up and down the street.
I would say the down home feel, the neighborly feeling that I've encountered. I immediately got involved with the neighborhood association, and so just the camaraderie that we have, looking out for each other. My neighbor, if she sees my garbage can, she grabs it. We see hers, we grab it. We talk to each other, tell each other, look out for each other when, there's a package. I love that. I've always yearned for that.
We've been brought into the fold, and we just really love our neighbors. It's nice to say hello to people and have, borrow tools and get a cup of sugar if you still need it.
But what has happened is, as some people died, they didn't have children. And so relatives in other states inherited the property, and they didn't know the history behind McCrorey Heights. So some people sold to realtors. So we don't have that neighborhood feel that we had before, but we're trying to reach out and make an effort to everyone who lives here now.
Well, a lot of different people moved over. A lot of people have died, and a lot of people
just passing on.
People passing on. A lot of people might not had kids and stuff, and so they sold the houses. Or a lot of people left. Some of them left the city, and so it's still a few of us left, but for the most part, everybody's gone.
What's changed is, growth. Really. Obviously, there's some developers who've come into the neighborhood. That's part of why a lot of the neighbors, including us, are gung-ho on the historic designation. I think that there's a real risk without going historic with such great land nearby the city and all the growth that we have to see this neighborhood leveled. which is scary to think about. It's just nice for our neighbors to enjoy that history, because I think McCrorey Heights is really special in Black history in Charlotte.
I'm hoping that the historic designation is going to help us preserve the character of our neighborhood. As I said, there are some large homes being built, so it's all about preservation of the neighborhood, keeping it a neighborhood that values the families that are moving in here.
Well, it means a lot to me, because that way people want to be able to come in and build these orb-shaped looking houses. Everybody's house will be brick, and it'll be more preservative, like some of the other neighborhoods, like Wilmore, Myers Park, and Western Heights, like that.
Because of the history that I identify with and that I believe is so important, I would like to see that the respect and the integrity of the character of the neighborhood is maintained. And so with the local historic designation, that is the best vehicle that we could use to do that, where we could protect that character, that we could continue to build things that look like it belongs here, because the people that created this neighborhood, particularly Dr. McCrorey, that created this neighborhood, he had a vision, and I think it's important that we honor that and try to maintain that.